Hey guys, just came home from work and it was maybe about like 30, like close to 30 minutes ago, give or take. I don't know like what it is about like this past week. It's Sunday now, right? And since Thursday, right? Because that's when my work week starts, on a Thursday. Thursday, I came in and I felt slightly off. And then I called out on Friday just because I wasn't feeling well. I remember coming back on Saturday and my energy was good because I was being like productive on my day off. Well, when I called out on Friday, just because I was like really just debating whether or not I should just come into work or not. And it was like, oh my God, like just the thought of me just coming into work and I'm just like annoyed with the job already. You know what? This is just like my sign to just stay home for the day and just do something that is just gonna put your spirits right again. And it definitely helped out a lot. So whenever I have those moments where my energy I know is off, whenever I feel like I'm like in an emotional funk or a mental funk or even a spiritual funk, I listen to myself and I just say, hey, you know what? I cannot come in today. I listen to like the cues that my body is telling me. Sometimes though, I don't listen, and I'm letting y'all know not to do that. There's like always going to be a reason why you're getting certain nudges about people, places, things, certain situations, certain things. Like it'll let you know like, hey, I think maybe you should just think more about this before proceeding with said agreement or said position or said person, before going out into a certain place. It is your intuition just trying to communicate with you like, hey, let's just either think more about this or read between the lines or just completely just abort. So yeah, I remember waking up today and I don't know, I just really couldn't shake myself out of the funk. And yes, it was definitely because of my job. So with me doing YouTube, I'll give you a little bit of a backstory about me and my journey with this and where I hope to be even a year from now and beyond. So for me, I'll give you a short story. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm here now. And I grew up for some years in Northeast Philadelphia from grade 7 to 12, and then I moved back to Brooklyn. And I went to Kingsborough. I didn't finish. I went to school for business administration. And I just knew that for me, I had to do like a lot of like soul searching onto like which major I wanted to be a part of. And for me, it definitely was not nursing. So I remember just really thinking about that. And whenever my eyes like landed on business administration, I was like, yeah, this is definitely for me. Like out of every subject, that one just stood out the most for me. So that was like my first nudge in knowing, hey, this is something that you are meant to do. The second thing had to have been my curiosity when it came to knitting and fashion and even crocheting. I remember I was a young girl, maybe 6, 7, maybe 8, and I was taking a train, and it was the Brooklyn train. I think it was me, my mom, and we were going to Manhattan. I think maybe like 34th Street or possibly Times Square. And I remember I was seeing like this lady, like this elder lady, and she was like knitting something, and I was like staring at her, like while she was doing that. And I just remembered being so like in awe about that because I was like, what? She's making a scarf? And I knew that she was making a scarf because the length, it was long enough for me to see, okay, yeah, wow, it's a scarf, and she's actually making that. Wow. So I took that with me, that memory with me, and I held it. And then I remember just I said to myself, I was like, yo, this is like what I want to do. And it was a journey for me to even see. Oh my gosh. I remember like those scholastic book fairs that we used to have like in school, in a Catholic school where I grew up at, right? And I remembered there was a book on knitting. What? Yo, oh my God. My journey. It was a bit long because I really couldn't comprehend a lot of like what I was reading in those books and the instructions. So, but I still was able to keep some of the materials with me, like the wood needles and the yarn. And I remember watching like this show. I forgot, it was like a knitting show. I forgot what it was, but it was like a Caucasian lady like as the star in her show, and she was bringing on guests and to show us like projects. I think maybe you guys like maybe know that. But yeah, I just remember that show. And I was like, I kept watching and watching, and then I remember I still had that book, and it was something that just like started to click in my head, and I was like, oh shit, I'm doing something. I'm actually, there's like movement going. And it was like I was progressing, I was understanding, I was like learning from like my mistakes with the rows, and I kept adding more stitches to the rows, and I didn't know how to. So it was like repeating, and until I got it right, basically. So I studied until I started making bigger projects and better projects and much more elaborate projects, like cabled projects, using stripes and just learning that. And I was like, yo, this, if it's anything I want to be in the world, it's a fashion designer. And I remember like receiving such warm compliments like whenever I would like show my creations in school. And I think I have like a few projects that I've had since high school. I still have two of my scarves that that I took so much time in creating in high school. Whatever project I wasn't able to finish in time, like if I had like one skein of yarn, I would wait. It doesn't matter like how many months it would take me, because my dad, he would have to like drive me to Michael's in order for me to, go and get more yarn. And it'll be away because it's in Philadelphia, because you have to get a car, you have to drive, you have to, have a car to like get to a lot of places, even to the grocery store too. Like I think it was ShopRite or Stop and Shop. It was a long ass walk. I'll tell you that. I will tell you guys that. But yeah, I just remember this was definitely for me. But of course, when you would talk about like your dreams, like to your parents, especially like if you're, of a Caribbean background. I am Haitian, by the way, if you guys haven't known. I just remembered my mom. She would tell me things that I completely understand. Because she wants me to have like a more realistic view of life, and just being able to, hey, she'd be supportive, but she also wants me to be more realistic about it, because she understands well, parents, like, they do want you to be, you know, realistic about your goals and you know, your future, you know. So I completely understand that. So that was that. But school, yeah, it was something about like me and just not being able to be qualified for financial aid. um yeah, that's a little bit of a sensitive topic, but I'll talk about that in another video. I just want to be able to give you guys a surface story about, well, not to divulge too much information, but I just say this to say that when it comes to school, that's one of the goals that I definitely do want to complete in my life, because when I was in college, this was something that I know I wanted to do, to accomplish, to get an associate's degree, or being on my way to getting my bachelor's in business administration, because this is what I want to do. This is for me. So I'm not saying that it's not going to come true, but I do know that since it's in my heart, this is something that I know it will come into fruition in due time. So when it comes to YouTube, that's fast forward. That's a few years afterwards. So I'm working, and I just remembered doing more creative projects and just being brought into Instagram by my friend Bianca, who, by the way, is such a sweetheart. What? Anyways, love you, girl. But I just remember like not being so. I wasn't a fan of Instagram at first until she put me on, and then fast forward to then, I was like, oh, okay, I can like post like certain things that like do relate to me. So I'm like, okay, this is like kind of cool. I can like post some pics, yada yada. So it's like a public photo album, which is like awesome. This is like the positive aspects of social media, okay? Just using it, just allowing it to use it for your own personal good, you know, and not letting it use you, basically. So, yeah, I just remembered just going to work, and I was just going through a lot of like ups and downs, especially like in my own personal life too, especially when it comes to the relationship that I have with my mom. But I do want you guys to know that I will be posting up a video about narcissistic mothers and their relationships with their daughters. Now, I do have a mother that I do love, and she does exhibit narcissistic tendencies or qualities. But I do want you to understand that when it comes to, let's just say you guys had a toxic relationship with your mother, or with your father, with your families, I want you to know that everything on this planet happens for a reason. And I do need you to understand that the whole point of it is for you to learn more about yourself and to extract as much wisdom as you can from these situations that present itself to you. Okay? So in the case of mothers and with fathers, they're going to be your first teachers. Whether it's going to be tough love or no love, they are always going to teach you how to be better than them. Not in a way that's like egotistical, but in a way that is spiritual. So if you see that your parents are, if their growth is stunted at some level, that's up to you to transmute it. Transmute that energy and to see the actual lesson in that. So if your parent was absent in your life, that's for you to understand how to be more present with yourself and with your own feelings, with your emotions, how to be present in the lives of your own children and of the people who are closest to you. Because that lesson, whoever wasn't, whatever parent wasn't there for you growing up, this is something that they still have yet to heal from. So since we are at an age like where we are, like where we have more access to information and healing, especially like in the holistic field, where you do have access to more Reiki healers, shamanic healers, psychic readers, not the like fake ones, but actually like the ones that are actually really tuned into God's energy, who are actually doing things authentically and from the heart. It's centered and it's rooted, and it's not like only centered in something that is of darkness, that is just for greed, that is just for with bad intentions, basically. Okay. But yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'm just like talking about, I'm just like kind of flowing right now. I'm sorry. Like, but I'm just saying that to say that today I was just thinking about, just my path and just thinking about like my journey with YouTube. And I'm just so happy that I just finally I'm at a place and I'm at an age now like where I'm just like, yeah, sis, it's definitely a time for you to finally just believe in yourself. And I had to do a lot of like healing when it comes to that as well. And today it was just like when I went to work, I just felt like so like it was just, and I couldn't shake it. I felt tired. Like I had brain fog. I just really wasn't alert. It was just, I was just there, just moving, just like whatever. I just like really wasn't, as happy and as bright and as, just joyful as I know I am to be, at least for the most part. Because one thing about me is I will, show you guys the good aspects and the bad aspects, because I know that like life is all about duality. So it's not gonna be, so I'm not gonna show you like give you like a facade of something that I know that
it's normal to go through a lot of ups and downs.
I'm just gonna be genuine as and as authentic as I know I am to be, because I know I go through it sometimes, and I know that you guys go through it too, so, and I just want you to know that. But yeah, and it was like I came home and I just felt like way more centered and better, and it was like my energy was just like lit up, because I just really wanted to just talk to you guys about how I was like feeling. And it was like, yeah, like this year is definitely just gonna be a great year of transformation for me, of me just stepping out of my comfort zone and just like really just allowing myself to like glow even like more, and to just share my wisdom and to help as many people as I can, just because I know that for me and my journey, a lot of people that, or like a lot of the healing that I got is just from like watching certain channels on YouTube. And I'm just like so grateful that they were just able to just share their gifts, and just by being themselves and not just hoarding information, not just hoarding their light, So I just say that to say, yeah, when it comes to YouTube, this has been something that I wanted to do for a very long time, but it was like I was so freaking scared,
best-selling author,
just in fear. I was like so like hesitant to just like leap off that or just jump off that cliff, because I was just thinking about the what if. But it was like, yeah, how exactly am I going to become like that Arthur that I want to be? How am I going to become like that Reiki healer that I know I want to become? How exactly am I going to, do those podcasts or do those lectures, do those speeches? How exactly am I going to build my businesses just by being afraid all the time. How am I going to be supportive of my family when, like, they're literally going to be like no longer able to work anymore? What? You damn right I'm gonna be able to attract the right people into my life so that I'm not gonna have like all that stress on my shoulders, because like, no, we ask for help over here. A closed mouth can't be fed. Yeah, y'all have to be able to be like more verbal about like what you guys like need some help with. So if it means like prayers, like saying more prayers, pray more. Okay, ask for more help, assistance. Ask for God, for your angels, for your spirit guides to come through for you, to show you messages, to make sure that you're in the right place at the right time, to receive the right people that are going to be in your life to help you, to help accommodate you and what you're trying to do and what you're going through right now. Okay, don't be afraid to like speak. Okay, just ask for help. It's fine. Okay, like, come on. Anyways, but yeah, it was like, how exactly am I gonna get from point C if I'm still stuck at point A? It's not mathing. It's literally not mathing. So yeah, I'm not sure like how much longer it is like I'm gonna be working at that job that I'm at now, but I do know that I definitely was there for a reason, or I am there for a reason, and I definitely have learned a lot. I know that one of the lessons that I've learned had to have been learning how to budget more, because we get paid on a bi-weekly basis. Learning how to trust my intuition more, learning how to gain more, learning how to be more comfortable in my own skin. That's definitely going to be another topic when it comes to the era of BBLs and plastic surgery. That has to be another topic that I have to talk to you guys about, and how it made me feel, and how I've grown really since that. From that. And what else did I learn? How to stand my ground, how to be more verbal, and how to actually articulate myself when I disagree with something, when something I know is not right or not fair, how to communicate it clearly and effectively and firmly. I definitely was struggling with that. That was my throat chakra that really needed to be healed, because I don't know what happened to me in a past life, but I do know in this lifetime I literally had to like do a lot more work with my throat chakra when it comes to saying my truth, even if other people may not necessarily agree. That's okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion and into their own views, but my truth is my truth, and that's just that. I really had to like learn how to get better with that over the years, especially when you've grown up with people around you, either as teacher, your friends, or your parents, that will kind of dismiss you and your intuition or your logic, or especially if you have people that gaslight you too. Man, baby, if it's one thing that I really want to do for this channel, is definitely just give as much insight as I could to help you guys see something that maybe you may have missed and maybe you may not understand. Wow, 28 minutes. Oh my gosh. Y'all, this was a long talk. Like, oh my gosh, this is like a whole episode right here. What? Yo, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, I didn't expect to like talk this to share this much. I just really wanted to do like a little get to know me / like little rant / oh my god. Oh gosh, I have to go get like some better lighting too, because I want you to like really see me clearly, you know, and calm, diggity calm. But yeah, you know, I'm just happy that I got to just like talk to you guys before I just head to bed or just finish
I meant to say persistent.
my video. And I just want you to know that whatever nudge that you get, because you will get them throughout your journey in life, if it's consistent, this is how you know that this is meant for you. Certain signs and symbols in your life, it is going to always like let you know what it is you need to do. It's just like literally up to you to just like really sit down, really see things clearly, and just really work towards your path, whatever that is for you. Okay, whatever is for you, that's never going to go away, because you're always going to feel or think something. You're always going to feel a way about it, like in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit about it, that you know, yeah, this is for me. So with YouTube, with Instagram, even with TikTok, with me knowing that, with me looking at my numerology, my astrology chart, this is like all leading me to you guys, and forming even better bonds with myself first and then with you guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Kuela, and this is the first episode. Thank you guys for being with me on this journey, and I am honored that you guys are here with me. Let's grow together. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm done. 31 minutes. Oh God. Bye, y'all.